You're listening to The Rich Life Revolution with me, Michelle Cooper. My mission is to empower you to step into your next level of wealthy. You'll hear all the deets, a little bit of inspiration, and real life takeaways so that you can create your own rich life revolution. Let's dig in. Hey, $1 Million Lady. It's me, Michelle, host of the Rich Life Revolution. Thanks for joining me today. I am talking all about the $1 Million hype. What's that? Well, we're going to dive in real quickly here. So, you're on Instagram, you're scrolling away, or you're on TikTok, you're scrolling away. I don't know. It's mindless. You're not really paying attention. All of that stuff we're seeing is being imprinted in our brains, in our subconscious. It's like we're recording that information. Now, what I've seen is that there is a lot of 7-figure business, 7-figure sister, 6-figure boss babe, $1 million babes, $1 million whatever, all the stuff, right? Ladies with the fancy cars, the red bottom shoes, the Hermes handbag, the housewives, all the things. I'm going to pull all that stuff together and call it the $1 Million hype, because I don't think it matters. Now, I'm not saying money doesn't matter. I'm not saying what you desire, if you desire to be a millionaire, matters. What I know from my lived experience is that it doesn't change how we feel. And I heard this, let me tell you, I heard this so often on my business journey over the years. I would say, oh, I just want $1 million business. Once I get there, everything is going to be great. I got there and nothing changed. Nothing, zero, nothing changed. Okay. Nothing changed about how I felt, about what I was doing, like nothing. I'm not all down on you achieving your millionaire status, your millionaire business, your millionaire net worth, whatever it is. I'm not down on that. In fact, it's the opposite. I want that for you. I totally want that for you. And I want to help you get there. But I say that with all due respect and all the love I have, that you still got to work on you, because that thing that you think, that feeling that you think this $1 million is going to give you, that security that you think this $1 million is going to give you, or this business is going to give you, or this whatever is going to give you, it's not. Unless you feel that way now. Because however you feel now is exactly how you're going to feel when you get to that level. So, a couple of things, because I do want to support you to get there. And I want to share a couple of things you can do to help you along your way. These are things I did. These are things I still do. And these are really important steps. So there's a lot of steps to get from your current net worth to your dream net worth, right? Do you even know what your net worth is? If you don't, it's an easy calculation. Happy to give you a tool. You can just Google it, to be honest, and it'll give you the math. It's just a math equation. So there's lots of steps to get there, but you have to start somewhere. So I'm going to give you 3 beginning steps for you to get to your $1 million, your own $1 million hype. So the first is having your $1 million vision. This is a really, really important piece. If you don't have a vision, then you don't know where you're going. Neither does anybody else. You can't bring people along on a journey unless they know where they're going and they're clear on it. And you can't get there on your own. Okay. Whether that means you have a team in your business, or you've got your family, your friends, everybody needs to know your vision, right? It doesn't have to be super altruistic, and it doesn't have to be huge. You don't have to want to save the world. For me, my $1 million vision is that I wanted to be able to pay for my kids' schooling, their post-secondary schooling, without any
problem without us having to go without us them having to get student loans and be in debt. Like, it wasn't like I want to, save the world. I want to save all the dogs from the meat markets in Vietnam, or even though I want to do that, it was, I want to be able to pay for university tuition for my kids if they want to go. I have 2 in university. And so that was the goal. It's really whatever those things are that currently drive you to show up in your business or in your job or in your life every day. It might be monetary. It might be fame you're seeking. It might be better opportunities. It might be a different future for your family. But get clear on your vision and share it. Share it with everyone. Share it with everyone. Don't hold back. Don't worry if somebody's going to laugh at you. Don't worry if you feel like they're going to judge you. Share your vision with everyone, your friends, your family, your banker, your team, your dogs, your cats, your animals, your whatever. I don't care. Your social media. I don't care. Share it. Put it on a vision board, plaster it on your wall, have it on your car. I don't care. Get clear on your vision and share it. The second piece is monetizing that vision. So what will it take to get there? Once you put a dollar amount on it, you can ask yourself what you can do to make that dollar amount. There's so many money-making opportunities out in the world. Right now, it is the easiest time in history to create a business. And most women, I think the stat is 86% of women who set up their own business bootstrap it with their own funds. You can do this. There's also financing and all kinds of grants and things out there for you, but we got to monetize it, right? So think about, what do you love to do? How can you make money at that? How can you turn that thing you love into money? And if you're in a job, how can you get out of under earning, right? How can you be of more value to your employer? How can you be of more value to your clients? Money follows value, right? So as long as you show up and you provide value, you will have money. It's the law. It's the law of value. So brainstorm ideas and take action. Train your brain to focus. That's why we have a reticular activating system. It will focus in on the information that you put into it. If you're like, I need to see my blue Jeep, where's my blue Jeep? It's going to search out and you will notice all the blue Jeeps. That's how it happens. So if you're like, I need to make money, it will find the opportunities for you to make money. The third piece is a little bit of what I just talked about, right? It's taking stock of your skills. Like, what's your zone of genius? What do you love doing? What did you love doing as a child? What kind of things do people ask you for your help with? I got really clear on this for myself, because a lot of times when people would ask me like, oh, well, what's your zone of genius? I'm like, I don't know. I can do a lot of things, but what's your zone of genius? Money? Well, that's a really big topic. It's a really big area. Can you narrow that down a little bit, Michelle? And I realized that it was helping people understand their relationship with money and how this is affecting the rest of their life. I feel very passionate that no woman should be left behind. No woman should be left trapped in a relationship, in a job, in a business, in a life that is anything less than what she truly desires. So that's what I feel passionate about. How do I make money at that? When I answer the question of like, what was I good at? What did I want to be when I was a child? I wanted to be a stewardess. I know we don't call them that anymore. Now they're called flight attendants. They're probably called something else that I don't know. But when I was a kid, they were called stewardesses. And I thought they were so glamorous and they got to travel the world, talk to all these people, do all this stuff. And that's what I wanted to do. And so what do I do now? I take people away on amazing adventures that are so transformative. They come back as different people. And I still have a business that helps people heal their relationship with money and empower themselves with their money. There's all kinds of ways to do these things, right? But we got to get clear on What's our skill set? What's our zone of genius? What do we love to do? What do we do effortlessly? What do people ask us for help with all the time? The thing that people always asked me for help with was cash flow. I don't understand. Where's all my money, Michelle? Okay, well, let's look at that. It seemed pretty easy to me, but it wasn't easy for them. So that's a really important piece. Always remember that if you're in a job, your resume shouldn't be about the companies you work for, but what you did while you were there and how you were an asset to that company. When I'm interviewing people in my business for roles on my team, I don't care where they worked. I don't care if they worked for a Fortune 500 company or they work for some little piddly whatever. Doesn't matter to me. I want to know what they did while they were there. I want to know what impact they had when they were there. I don't really care, to be honest. Probably shouldn't say this out loud. I don't really care what your degrees were. I don't care what your grades were. I don't care about your schooling. I actually just care about the human being that you are and the impact that you create in the rooms that you're in. That's what I want to know. If you want to be part of my team, I need to know that. And everything else doesn't really matter. You can teach people how to do things. Something I read recently, which was like an aha moment for me, and I truly believe in passing on my own personal aha moments when they happen, because if it was an aha for me, the chances are that it'll be an aha for somebody else. I was reading an interview with Rachel Rogers, the CEO of Hello 7, and the interviewer asked her, "Is there a difference between making seven figures and actually being a millionaire?" And this was her answer, which I was like, damn, girl, that hit home in a big way for me personally. She says, they are linked. If you have a business that generates $1 million a year, even if you don't take home $1 million a year, you are a millionaire. The $1 million does not have to be liquid to count. If you have an asset worth $1 million or more, then you are very likely a millionaire. And I was like, oh my God, I'm a millionaire. Because in my mind, the only way I was a millionaire is if I had $1 million or more in the bank. And I'm like, no, I have an asset that's worth $1 million or more, my business. I have an asset that's worth over $1 million, a piece of property. I don't have to have $1 million sitting in the bank, in my bank account, to be a millionaire. Mic drop, mind blown. How does that resonate with you? Okay, so here's the next part about the $1 million hype. Because on your way to your $1 million business or your $1 million net worth or whatever it is for you, don't do what I did. Learn from my mistake. Okay. My mistake was neglecting myself. And this put me back in my progress. I would probably say a good 3 to 4 years. So I basically am an overworker. I can work like no end. I can just grind away. It doesn't bother me. It's my default, to be honest. This past weekend, I sat on the couch on Saturday and I did not move all day, all night, and I watched TV. I never do that. And I was telling a friend of mine, I feel guilty for that. I should have been working. And she was like, why? What are you talking about? Why should you have been working? Like, why can't you have a relaxing day doing nothing but watching Bridgerton? And so it's a mindset. Now, in my journey to my $1 million hype squad, I neglected myself. I neglected my own well being. And that's why I say, like, it took me extra 3 years, I think, to get to that place where I was loving life, where I reached the 7-figure business, where I didn't have debt and felt good with money. So, prioritizing yourself is one of the keys to your $1 million life. So, prioritizing your physical health, I did not. I worked. I did not prioritize my physical health. I walked my dogs. I ran. Like, I'm not saying I didn't do physical things. I did. I was doing the wrong things. My nervous system was so jacked up on cortisol and adrenaline and stress that the activities that I was doing were only adding to that. So prioritizing our physical health based on what our body actually needs. My body, in my instance, needed calm. It needed calm exercise. It needed walking, not running. It needed walking on an even paced road thing, not a like 500% incline. It needed, like I said, Pilates, breath work, yoga, tapping. Like it needed slow the fuck down, Michelle, is what it needed. And I wasn't doing that. We want to also consider our productivity, how we work, not how much we work, how we work. When are we most productive? When is it a good time for Michelle to record podcast episodes? Not when she can jam it in between two other calls. No, when she feels like she wants to talk to people, when she's got a story to tell, when it doesn't feel forced. When does it feel right to work on client files? Like, we have to be able to see this in ourselves. My mornings are highly productive. And so there's things I have to do in the mornings because I can't do them in the evening. Things like checking in with my finance manager and talking about cash flow for my business. Things like managing team members, coaching team members, doing client workshops and team workshops. Those kind of things have to happen in the morning for me. So understanding ourselves and our productive time and being okay when we're not productive, like my Saturday watching Bridgerton, getting clear on our goals. What are our goals? Why are they our goals? Why does that matter? Right? Having a reasonable amount of tasks per day, not 50,000 tasks per day. How about 3? I'd struggled with this. I had a really hard time with this. I was like, what do you mean 3? What, like, I have like a list and it's like hundreds of things long. It's like, yeah, but you can only do 3 well today. Sometimes I can only do 1. It depends on what the task is. But we want to start out our day listing out 3 things that we need to accomplish that day. And it's like that, what do they call it? Like eat the frog first or whatever. Like get those things out of your way. 3 very simple things and get them done. And then here's a piece of gold for you. Try this on. Delayed response. You do not need to answer everyone right away. You are not at the beck and call of anybody who decides to email you and demand of your time and energy, or calls you on the phone, or texts you, or whatever. I never answer on the spot anymore. If somebody asks me to do something, somebody asks me for my time, if somebody asks me for help, I will say, I would really love to help you. Let me see when I have the time for that. And I also can say no. No is a complete sentence. No, thank you. No, thanks. No, I'm good. Complete sentence. So don't feel like you have to respond instantly to things. Don't feel that you have to always say yes or figure it out right away. Allow yourself to breathe. Breathe into it. You're not disappointing anyone, not disappointing yourself. Just allow some breathing room, like a fine bottle of wine. Allow it to breathe. Those are my tips for creating your own $1 million hype. I would love to hear your feedback. I'd love to hear if anything in this episode resonated with you or what in the episode resonated with you. Are you a millionaire? I bet a lot of you are, and you don't even consider yourselves to be part of that $1 million hype squad. Join my $1 million hype squad because that's how I roll. I'd love to hear from you in my DMs. I'd love to hear you on the comments on our social media. I'd love for you to share this podcast with your bestie and get in on the Rich Life Revolution.
Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you got at least one gold nugget today. Be sure to grab your copy of the Rich Life Revolution workbook to help you set the foundation for your next level of wealthy. Get it now at richliferevolution.ca, and I'll see you later.